Imagine running a business where no one knows the rules, not even leadership. That was us. We had this 20-page employee handbook that wasn't good. 20 pages is not enough to run an organization well. You gotta remember this here. Let me break this down. When you don't have the right employee handbook in place, then employees start making up their own rules. They start miscommunicating what's wrong and what's right. Leadership don't know what to hold them accountable for and what not to hold them accountable for. It's very, very hard to bring clarity and a clear vision to the organization when that happens. So the lesson that I learned is that I needed to get with an attorney to help me write my employee handbook. Now, you have some payroll providers who say they can do it for you, but I recommend that if they do it first, that you still get with an attorney to make sure that the handbook is written well and it protects you. Because these are the rules that the employee is going to hold you accountable for, and these are the rules that I want to hold them accountable to. So remember that is very important. Get with an attorney. Once you have done all those things, you will have an organization that can really run well. Remember that God is not a God of confusion, and everyone wants clarity. Everyone wants structure. So I challenge you that if you do not have an employee handbook, get one and make sure it's not 20 pages. Make sure it's a well-written handbook, because everyone is going to hold you to it. If you don't know where you're going, no one knows how to help you get there. You have to establish vision. You have to establish a mission for your organization. It needs to be plain. It needs to be simple. It needs to be obtainable. Just imagine when I came aboard the organization, there was no mission, there was no vision, and I was asking my family members, like, hey, what are we doing? Why are we coming to work every day? What are we trying to accomplish? And they couldn't explain it to me. So that's when I realized that I need to take the time and write out a vision, sit down with the board and really map this thing out. Give them something to believe in. Give us some clear direction. So the lesson in all of this is, if you don't have a clear vision and a mission for your organization, things will get lost. People will be confused. No one will want to come to work for you for a long period of time, because who wants to be a part of the organization that's going nowhere? All right. So establish that clear vision for your organization. Make sure that it's written down, it's shared with everyone, and watch your culture change. Watch everyone who worked for you become reinvested in your company. You have to do it. What I want you to do is take the time to write out your vision, make it clear, make it plain, make it believable. Get the people excited about where you are going. If you do that, you will see your business go to another level, because everybody will be so excited about coming to work. And you have to do what's necessary, which is give them clear vision. All right? I promise you, this won't be a mistake. This would actually be one of the best things you could do for your company. Get a vision. Hey, let me tell you a story. One cancellation notice that I received in the mail nearly shut the company down. Yeah, the entire family business was getting ready to close from one cancellation from this insurance, workers' comp. Everyone knows about workers' comp, right? Well, when I was a part of the business, we had a workers' comp claim. We had a couple workers' comp claims. Even though if you're doing everything right, you're making sure that the place is safe, people are working in a very safe environment, there still incidents can happen. But the thing that really changed it in this situation was we had disgruntled employees or team members, because we didn't have any vision. We didn't have a clear mission in the beginning, and people were doing everything they could to take from the company. And so people started filing just crazy outlandish workers' comp claims. And workers' comp is one of the toughest insurances to deal with because they're not employer friendly. When we were dealing with that, we ended up having to pay out some workers' comp claims. And I remember sitting in mediation, negotiating with employees, having a mediator come back and forth from my room to the employee's room because they didn't want to sit at the table together. And such a tough event, but learned a lot. So when we finished mediation, what happened next was really interesting because we were paying about $500 for our workers' comp premium and a month. And when that claim was paid out, that insurance company dropped us. So I didn't think nothing of it. I said, okay, they dropped us. And so I say, we just shop around some more insurance. Well, unbeknownst to me, when my insurance agent came back to me and said that no one would insure us, I got scared because I knew that we was receiving federal and state funding, and without workers' comp insurance, we were going to lose that contract, both contracts, which would have shut the business down. And so I said, well, what do we do? Well, she said, the only thing you can do is get state insurance. So I said, okay, let's do that. Let's get state insurance. Shouldn't be a big deal because when the premium came back from the state, they quoted us at $5,000 a month. It was 10 times the amount that we were paying before. And just like the stories I told previously, we were already robbing Peter to pay Paul. So how were we going to afford this insurance that we needed in order to receive money from the state and from the federal government? I tell you, it took a lot of prayer. It took being innovative. It took cutting expenses, making hard choices. It took a lot of energy. And the lesson in all of that is take your time to treat your employees well. Because if you treat them well, they don't look to file these type of claims. And make your place safe. Because when your place is safe, again, you won't have these claims. But there are some employees who become disgruntled and would do anything they can to take from you. And so you must make sure that you treat your employees well. If I have to give you something to take from this is go back and look at your current workers' comp policy, look at your employee handbook. If you have a place of business, make sure that it's safe. If you're a construction owner, make sure that they have safety training. I tell you, you will save yourself a ton of headache and a lot of money. Make sure that all employees are trained on safety and that you treat them well. Make sure that you treat all your employees well. Make sure they know what it means to be safe at your company, and they will love you and they will take care of you and they won't do anything to hurt you. Remember that, please.